Alright, okay, cool beans. We're officially...
Emergency podcast.
Emergency podcast going on right now. Hold on. Let me switch the layout. Okay, cool. There we go. Alright, okay, so... Okay, so this is an emergency podcast. For those of you who have not been here before, for our one episode so far, this is Dragonballing with Uncanny Megan and Poncheesy. We are two best friends brought together through the power of Dragon Ball Z, seemingly miles away. Never in a million years would we have crossed paths, but we both cosplayed as Zarbon once. And then we became super duper good friends, once again through the power of Dragon Ball Z. Now, for those of you who don't know, let's go ahead and just jump right in. For those of you who don't know, South by Southwest is going on right now. It's a trade show. Not necessarily, it's a convention of types with a whole bunch of different focuses and stuff. But Funimation had a panel there, which was pretty unexpected. I don't really follow South by Southwest. Do you follow South by Southwest at all, Megan?
I didn't even know it was until you brought it up today.
I don't really follow them that much, so I was randomly editing settings on my Twitch app on my Xbox One. No reason I should have ever been on Twitch today, but I was editing settings, and then I saw, like, in the corner of everything happening that some Dragon Ball Z stuff was playing, and then yeah, I was like, what is this? Obviously. So I go ahead and I full screen it, and then before I full screen it, I see Justin from Funimation. He's if you guys follow Funimation and stuff, he's like the lead, not the lead man. I don't really know what to call him, but I always see his face a lot. And it was him, and they were doing panel stuff, and I was like, oh, cool. So I go ahead and start watching, and they're just talking about Battle of Gods, and they're just talking about like behind the scenes stuff and what it was like bringing it to the United States, and that was pretty cool. And then they went ahead and said, hey, before you guys go, we want to talk about the future of Dragon Ball Z. And as that happened, I started mentally freaking out because I knew exactly what they were going to be talking about, because there was no news that could have possibly been lined up. Xenoverse had already come out, and that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. So I knew they were going to be talking about Revival of F, like, right off the bat. So they go ahead and they start playing a trailer for Revival of F, and I'm wigging out, because I know this is going to only mean one thing. They're going to be talking about what their plans are for bringing it to the United States. And they were playing it in a smaller window, but the border of the window said, coming to theaters this summer. And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So the trailer plays out. They start talking about Revival of F, and they said that not only is the official Funimation dub is going to be coming out sometime this summer, but the subtitle version, the world premiere, the world premiere of this of Revival of F is going to be happening in Los Angeles, California, on April 11th, a full week.
Right after I leave, literally.
Yeah.
Right after I leave California. It's coming to California. I'm so angry. I looked at the date and I was like, no. Are you serious? I'm literally flying out of LAX that Tuesday.
Oh my god. Yeah, like, I'm a little upset because I was like, alright, cool, at least it's in the same country as I am. And then I looked up ticket fare, and I was like, that's a little much, because I've always said to myself, if I'm going to fly somewhere to watch a Dragon Ball premiere, it's obviously going to be in Japan, so I can chill in Japan and do all sorts of other stuff that I want to do in Japan, like, you know, shop and, like, look around. So, tickets from where I live to LA is like $600, and I was like, well, for double that, or not, a little bit more than double that, I can get a round trip to Japan. So I went ahead against my better judgment. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but whatever. I just went ahead and I was like, you know what? Never mind, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and wait for the release here in summer, because even they said during the panel that it's been like if you've been in anime for a long time, or any kind of, like, if you've been in anything you know, outside of the States for a while, if you're into any kind of foreign thing, you always have to wait a really long time, generally a year, before it gets brought stateside. And they even brought that up during the panel. They were all like, for the first time ever in like Dragon Ball Z history, like the movie is coming out simultaneously with the Japanese release, and that's huge news. Like, and even thinking back to like what the Dragon Ball Z fandom, I guess you can call it, what the Dragon Ball Z fandom was like not even 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, like what it was 3 or 4 years ago, I could have never imagined anything like this ever happening.
We have been talking consistently about, like, Funimation needs to step up their game and bring it to us as soon as Mexico gets it. And...
yeah, because that was a big thing too. Like a couple of months ago, whoever it was, Argentina, I think, they went ahead and they announced that they were getting the movie in the exact same day as Japan. And I was like, yo, if Argentina can do it, why not America, the land where dreams come true?
That's what always happens, though, because I remember with Battle of Gods, like, I remember being a shitty person and going, all right, I'm going to look this up online. And all I could find was Spanish subtitles. I was like, wait, why do they get subtitles? Where are my subtitles?
Yeah, and I think it's because the foreign market, like Mexico and like Brazil and like other stuff like that, they're so used to just getting subtitled anime that it wasn't that big of a deal or that big of a stretch to go ahead and get a theatrical subtitled release. Because like the last thing I could think of that got like a major subtitle release here in the United States was like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And then I just remember like all of my friends and all of my dad's friends like really bugging out and just going like, I don't want to sit through a movie and read subtitles the entire time. And also, just everybody here in America is so like is so used to the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball, and I feel like doing a nationwide release of just the subtitled version would turn off the fan base that they're hoping would. The main fan base they're hoping that would go out and buy tickets. Because, like...
That's how I felt about just them releasing Battle of Gods in theater in general. I was like, might be a bad idea. But they did it limited, which was smart.
Yeah, but they did... Yeah, the dub was released.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's really awesome news. Like, yo, I can't believe it. That's unreal. Unbelievable. I can't believe that... we're getting it. The world premiere is happening here in the United States, and I can't believe we're getting a dub as early as before the year is up. Like,
yeah, like next month, like next month.
Yeah, they said summer 2015. Realistically, that's
May. It's probably gonna be May or June, I would assume.
You think so, June?
Maybe.
I don't think it'll be May because I don't know.
I mean, if they're getting the world, so if they're getting their premiere, their Japanese premiere before it's even premiering in Japan, I can see them having all the extra time and be like, all right, speak.
Yeah, that could definitely be it. I'm thinking, when did Battle of Gods came out? That came out in August, right?
Yes.
So
that is not summer.
August is technically summer.
That's like you start going to school.
I don't know where you went to school.
What? Yeah, I always start school in August. Is that weird?
I don't know. I don't even know my months, to be honest. I never learned my months in English. So, I don't know. It's a little tidbit. Okay, so, yeah. We're really, really, really stoked about that. So, I'm really happy. I'm a little bummed that, like I said, I know I'm bummed that I can't make it to the premiere, but I know you're especially really pissed off. Because you'll literally be there.
I would just love to stay forever and watch it and cry. But, whatever. Thanks, WonderCon. Why have to be a week before this stupid movie?
Yeah, I was even looking at WonderCon stuff too, and I was like, April 3rd through 5th? Is that when it is?
Yeah, something. I don't know.
And I was like, oh, I can't stay in LA for another week. No. Maybe if I lived on the streets or something, but no, I gotta look fresh for that premiere, so that can't happen. Okay, so Yeah, that's the big news. Revival of F coming to theaters. The dub version coming out sometime this summer. This year, huge news, and the world premiere April 11th at the something theater.
Memorial, I don't know.
Something theater. NC Lime, what's good? January, March, April, June. You're welcome. Oh my god. Thank you. But yeah, April 11th, really awesome. So, cool segue into that. I know this is an emergency podcast, but we do have one, two, three. We have like 4 topics to talk about. So that there's like some kind of meat on it. So it's just not like a 10-minute podcast. But okay, so for those of you who have seen the trailer for Revival of F and are kind of not necessarily casual Dragon Ball fans, but know your shit about Dragon Ball, but don't necessarily know like every single corner of the universe, you may have noticed that there's a character that pops up. He's like a little weird bug-looking dude, and his name is actually Jaco, the Space Patrolman. And Megan, if you want to go ahead and give a brief synopsis of Jaco.
I love Jaco like so much, so I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead while I look up a picture for him.
2 years ago, that Jaco came out?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
We just got it kind of recently, so if you go, go on Amazon, go in the bookstore, buy it. It's 1 volume. Jaco is this short story, pretty much. They fit it all into one graphic novel about the Space Patrolman who comes to Earth. It's written by Akira Toriyama, and it's set like a few years before Dragon Ball starts. So
yeah, right there.
Alien, he comes to Earth because he has this job that like, hey, I have to stop this alien baby from coming to Earth and killing all of you guys because you guys are really dumb.
That's pretty much it.
So he ends up breaking his spaceship and gets stranded on this island with this old man, and it's like these wacky adventures of, hey, we need to fix my spaceship so I can save you guys from this baby alien that's coming to Earth. And it's really good, and it's this like crazy wacky storyline that's very Dragon Ball-esque, almost Dr. Slump-esque. You meet a lot of weird characters, and one of them is this girl named Tights, who is actually Bulma's sister.
Yeah, and it's canonically her sister, like for real.
And so she's there, she's part of this whole thing. And by the end of it, he's kind of telling you, like, oh, so the alien I've come to stop, it's this race called Saiyans that come from planet Vegeta. So you find out he's there to stop Goku from coming.
Yep.
And he gives you all this backstory on Saiyans, which you don't understand. Like, he talks about why they grow up so suddenly and their power and all this stuff, and it's really cool. It's very cool. In the trailer, you see Jaco.
Yeah, you see him, like, squatted up with everybody, first of all. And then you see him, like...
he's coming in this universe.
Yeah. You see him squatted up with everybody, and then you also see him, like, running. So it's assumed that he's going to have, like, an action, like, fight scene, maybe, I guess. Which is really cool, because in the manga you see him take out a couple of people as well. So he is trained in fighting, because he's a police officer for the universe. He's like a galactic police officer.
And he gets really mad. He's kind of like Edward Elric. Gets mad if you call him short.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. There's a running joke in the manga where he gets seen by a bunch of witnesses, and the Earth police force commissions a sketch like an eyewitness sketch. And it's always like really ugly, and he's like mad offended by it.
It's essentially like the Flynn Rider posters in Tangled.
Yeah, pretty much.
Instead of my nose is wrong, he's completely like, I don't look like that. Do I look like that? I'm not that ugly. I have to go tell the police I'm not that ugly.
Yeah, and keep in mind the whole entire time he's trying to be like covert. No one's supposed to know he's there. So it's just like it's just so funny that that he cares more about his image than that. Like Megan said, it's incredibly Dragon Ball. The humor level is Dragon Ball. The humor level is, for those of you who aren't who haven't seen as much Dragon Ball as Dragon Ball Z, just think of the humor level that was in Battle of Gods, and it's literally just that. It's awesome. Yeah, it's incredible. And
then Jaco, his character is essentially Kid Goku. Like, this really, doesn't get anything. Everything goes over his head. But just strong for no reason. You
Yeah.
know, like
That's
he's
very-
little, he shouldn't be strong, and he's like, boom,
Yeah.
out of here.
That's very true. And the only other and a cool thing is he's appearing in this movie, and also he appears in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. For those of you who have that game, if you've purchased the season pass, he's going to be a character in the season pass. But for those of you I guess hardcore enough to have bought the Japanese version like me, he's already available for the Japanese version. Yo, let me tell you, I saw like if you were there for my stream for when I was streaming Xenoverse when I first got it on my PS4, I screamed when I saw that Jaco was a playable character, like because I thought that I missed out because it's a Japanese pre-order, and I thought I missed out on it. So I was like, oh my god, I'm really glad he's here. But yeah, so we're gonna talk like it's really cool that he's appearing in Xenoverse. Like I said, it looks like he's gonna have maybe a kind of fight scene, maybe because Frieza's army gets resurrected as well. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it's either it's resurrected. Yeah, I think the army itself is resurrected, or like he pulls from all the corners of the universe the army that is still in shambles to go ahead and gravitate towards Earth. Because for those of you who don't know, the storyline for basically the reason Frieza is being revived at all is because he has two henchmen left, two main like high-ranking officers, and the whole army, the whole Frieza army is like in shambles right now. And these two high-ranking officers want to bring Frieza back so they can, pretty much for political reasons, so that he can, you know, take the reins of the army again and get everything back in order. That's cool, that's chill. And then that's pretty much it. But then Frieza gets revived, and then he just remembers how Goku and Trunks...
Man, I hate that monkey boy.
Yeah, he hates him. And then that, you know, ties into the movie. But it's really cool. Huh?
I said, but back to Jaco.
Yeah, so back to Jaco. It's really cool. Hopefully he gets to do his thing and like beat up some thugs. That will be really, really cool. I think that's very awesome.
So yesterday, when I was searching for Bulma references from the movie, from the new movie, because I was doing a shoot, and in my search, I got a picture of tights in the same art style. Looks like it's from the same magazine article, although Pancho and I can't find anything else about it. But if this is true, that means she'll be in the movie too, and then they kind of have to be like, oh, Bulma's sister, we haven't seen in like 40 years. That's cool.
Yep, that is true. I'm trying to find that image right now.
I looked at the revival of F Bulma.
Yes, hold on one second. I'm picking that up real quick. I'm typing something in chat too real quick. Okay, so yeah, what Megan was saying, if for those of you who don't know, Megan right now is kind of like, she has the shirt and the handkerchief.
I'm nonchalantly being Bulma.
Yeah, not like nonchalant. Like her costume in Revival of F is so plain. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit too. We're gonna talk about everybody's character design in Revival of F. But yeah, right here. Hopefully, I'm trying to get the image up of what tights is supposed to look like. Hold on, right here. So yeah, Megan brought up that they're saying that they might introduce, if Jaco's going to be introduced into the what do you call it, into the movie, then why not other characters from the manga? And that brought up that if you're going to just bring up anybody, like, then tights obviously would be there. But I was thinking enough is enough, you know. Like, they already brought that whole Tarble thing, like Tarble, like Vegeta's brother, for those of you who don't know. Vegeta has a little brother.
Son Goku and his friends return, right?
Yeah, from the TV special, Yo, Son Goku and his friends return. This is the alleged character art for tights that I have up on the screen right now. But yeah, people were saying that if Jaco's going to be there, why not tights? Because tights obviously is canonically the big sister of Bulma. So if Jaco's there, then tights should be there too. But I'm just thinking, you know, like, how there's only so much retconning you can do. Like, I can understand Tarble kind of like squeezing into the story because, you know, he was weak, so his dad sent him off to another planet so he wouldn't have to fight. That's it, done. Yeah, sure, why not? Maybe it's a little weird that Vegeta never mentioned him, but then again, when you analyze Vegeta's character, he's all about pride, and why would
him.
Yeah, he's all about himself, he's all about pride, so why would he ever mention essentially what is the black sheep of the family to anybody, much less people he could care less about, i.e. everybody on Earth.
I can understand Bulma never bringing up Taich just because when you read Jaco, she's kind of like a runaway. Like, she doesn't want to be around her family, she just wants to do her own thing. So she's kind of like, oh yeah, that kid that left and sometimes asks us for money.
Yeah, that's true. And like, I could see that completely happening too. I could see this. That's the difference. I could see them writing that, but then again, I just feel like twice. And like, it's just so funny that Vegeta happens to have a sibling that just came up out of thin air, and then hey, why not? So does Bulma now too. So that was pretty.
Thomas thing. He likes random siblings. I mean, we got Raditz too. It's just been a few years.
Yeah, that's true. But like, everybody's Raditz, Tarble, everybody's excuse was I was out in space. Maybe she was out in space too. Who knows?
Space.
They could be in space. Space just seems to be the go-to thing for any kind of plot device, honestly, in Dragon Ball after a certain point. But so yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, so people are saying that this might even be a fake image altogether, period, because it has a lot to do with it looks almost exactly like some official Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest, whatever you want to call it, depending on which part of the world you're from. There's official character art, because for those of you who don't know, that series is illustrated by Akira Toriyama. He does all the illustrations and everything. So there's official character art for a character that looks almost exactly like this girl right here. And yeah, people are just saying that this is a fake article and they could have just photoshopped it on there. But, you know, either or, I feel like they could probably incorporate her, like Megan said. She was a black sheep of the family, just like Tarble was, and they don't really talk about her, so why
Plus,
not?
it's like, you know, Bulma's the same as Vegeta, kind of self-centered, like, I'm the smart one, I'm the one who can just do whatever, and then her parents are totally just ditzy as hell. Oh yeah, we did spit out 2 of those, I forgot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did have 2 kids. Sorry, I can't keep up all these things. But yeah, regardless if it's true or not, people are saying that there's no actual like physical. People have yet to find a physical counterpart to this article that someone's holding. So it's probably very, very likely that somebody just photoshopped it, printed it out, and is holding it kind of like, hey, check out this early version of Famitsu I got or something. So. Okay, so this is a cool segue onto the last thing that we're going to talk about for the podcast is the new character designs for Revival of F. So, I don't know.
Tracksuits.
Yeah, very cool tracksuits. A lot of people are talking about how everybody has a brand new like look pretty much now. And what do you think about that? Do you think that's pretty cool that everybody pretty much got an update?
I think a lot of them look really dumb. I think Vegeta's like, I feel like Japan finally hit that point like America has where, you know, people might want to cosplay this. Let's make it cosplayable. And I really hate that.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing as well. Like, it really has seemed like a lot of people, a lot of companies or whatever you want to call it right now have gotten to a point where they know that cosplay is a really big part, a really big in thing right now. Both Megan and I cosplay. Megan is wearing something right now. My Saiyan armor is in the back right there. I don't know where's my thumb? Okay, it's right there. But I've noticed that a lot of people nowadays are kind of like simplifying and streamlining their character designs So it's easier for, you know, cosplayers to go ahead and recreate these armors, costumes, whatever you want to call it.
This is by far the dumbest Bulma outfit I've ever seen. It's a t-shirt, jeans, and cowboy boots. Are you kidding me, Akira Toriyama?
Yeah, and she has character art right here. Yeah, right here. There it is. Really, really simple. Nobody knows what's going on.
Like Vegeta's Saiyan armor looks. It doesn't even look like Saiyan armor aside
Yeah.
from the fact it looks like Saiyan. What were we saying? It looked like Chinese bootleg Saiyan armor.
Yeah, let's go ahead and we're just gonna go through all the official character arts right now, and just go ahead and like kind of analyze what's going on and whatever. So yeah, I said it before. Vegeta's armor looks whack. I mean, like, I don't hate it, but I just feel like his old one was cooler. But then again, I've been so used to his armor for like the last 26 years of my life. Yeah. So, yeah, it looks like his piping, the piping in his armor, only really accounts for like around his neck and around his arms and around his waist, whereas it would usually go like around his sides, like his ab protectors or whatever, and his bicep protectors. Pads, I guess, would have piping. It just, the old Saiyan armor was a lot more intricate, and it's just like, it's streamlined, yeah, and I guess like everything in the future is streamlined and, you know, simplistic and stuff, but it's just like, it's just such an iconic look that it is definitely a little bit jarring to see it in a new light. And HK Harpster brought up a cool thing in chat. He said also it's probably because they're probably just lazy and it costs a lot less to make simple designs. And
I feel like they wouldn't, like, Japan anime, that's not a thing that they do. Like, I was reading an article about that the other day, and I actually was reading an article about what it's like to be an animator in Japan, and the guy was talking about
yeah, I was reading that too.
They pretty much slave drive them. Like, they get paid absolutely nothing to work, like, 30 hours. That doesn't even make sense. There are 30 hours in a day. Almost the entire day. They don't get paid enough to work almost the entire day, like, slaving away on these little details. Like, everybody has different stuff that they do. And it was just like, wow. But he was talking about how, but it's okay, I like it because it's a challenge.
That's true. I can see both things. While I can see what HK is talking about, I do also, I don't want them to kind of go that route. Like, Dragon Ball Z is something you should not be lazy about, clearly. But
It's literally Japanese icons.
But if one day that they were like, if one day they went ahead and announced, yeah, that's totally why they did it, I wouldn't be surprised. But what you're saying as well, there's a certain standard held up by all sorts of stuff. I could totally see both sides of the argument there. Yo, Lutoons, what's up? What's good?
Lutoons is one of my favorite YouTubers because I'm a weird creep person and I told him to come in here.
Okay, but I will talk about something I do like about his suit. I like everything else. I like absolutely everything else about his new outfit. What about you? Do you not like it?
I said that's a lie from you because I don't like their squigglies.
I like their squigglies.
I don't like the squigglies.
Come on.
I get it because it's probably, like we were talking earlier before we started the stream, it's either going to be Bill's or Wiz's, whatever.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about something else. Oh.
No, they're little dumb, not
The training symbol?
Yeah, their training symbol.
Yeah,
I understand because they're, like, from outer space, so it's something different, but even, like, we've seen, like, Namekians talk and stuff, and their language is more intricate looking than a squiggly.
That's true. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. Yeah, like, a lot of intergalactic people from space, they all have different, like, symbols and whatnot, and yeah, they're a lot more intricate than a squiggly line, clearly. But you gotta think about the fact that first of all, get out of the way, this is more than likely Wheeze's training symbol, because Bill's beer Scott. Okay, we have to talk about that. We got to put a pin in that. We got to talk. We got to talk about how
our favorite thing.
Funimation changes names about stuff. But we'll go back to that after we talk about this real quick. Or actually, we'll talk about that very last. Actually, as we're closing it up. But Beerus, he trains under Whis. Whis is more powerful than Beerus. He's supposedly the most strongest character in that universe. Supposedly, we'll say that.
Whis is just so feminine. Whis is so feminine and submissive, though. I can feel like, just in this alternate storyline, the Akira Toriyama writes randomly for Shonen Jump. that Whis is like, okay, well, I would really like them to wear my symbol on their outfits. And Bills would just be like, no. I'm pudding, and it's mine.
I do dig Whis. I really like Whis. So we'll all right. So let's go ahead and we'll talk about the symbol real quick. What I have to say, and then we'll go back to Vegeta, and then I guess we'll start with Whis or whatever. So, like I was saying, this new symbol that appears on both Vegeta and Goku's chest is the training symbol for most likely Whis, and we can probably tell that because it's tradition, at least with Goku, Krillin, and Yamcha. Whenever they start training under a new house of martial arts, they don the symbol on their uniform. It's a tradition for them. And Goku clearly has that new symbol, and so does Vegeta. But going back to what I was saying when you were talking about how it's just a squiggly and you don't like it.
I don't like it.
When the poster first came out, I was really on the fence about it. I was like, I don't think this is real. Because everything looks so simple, and everything looks like nothing we've ever seen before, and plus it's a squiggly line, and I was just all like, that's one of the reasons I thought the poster was fake. That's why I thought this movie was fake when I first saw about it. But as more and more sources started to roll in, I was like, okay, well, I guess this is true. But talking about how you said they're from space, why can't they come up with something better? My thing is, Bills is a god. No, God, Beerus is a god. Whis, I don't know if Whis is a god. I can't remember if he said that he was a god or not. I don't think so. But he's
like the equivalent of Mr. Popo in space godness.
Yeah, Whis is equally as important as these people. And the thing I want to bring up is that his symbol being like that kind of makes sense because these people are gods. These are like really old deities. Like, and when you look at like symbols and languages that have been around since the beginning of time, like early civilizations, early languages, they kind of have something in common. Like really, I mean, they look stupid now, clearly, but it just looks like a really old archaic kind of symbol, or like some 5-year-old trying to draw like the symbol of the village.
The issue is they just slapped it on, like, at least with Master Roshi's symbol and King Kai's symbol, and then the Go that Goku wears. Like, it's the black in white surrounded by black, you know?
Yeah.
It's that patch. It's that iconic patch, and this is just slapped on him.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that it's slapped on him, but like I was saying, it does make sense that it's just like... I could completely see, like, some sort of backstory where Whis is talking about how he came up with his symbol, and it's just him, like, with his staff or whatever, just carving into something like... Oh, it's a really simple whatever. This is it. Whatever. Fuck it. Take it. I don't like it. Whatever. Do whatever you want with it. I don't care. This is it. Looks like pubic hair. What's up, dude? What's good, Jordan?
I was like, what looks like...
Talking about that, when I first saw the image, I was like, does someone's hair get stuck on the scan of whenever they make... Because I thought that it was something like that, too. Something weird. So, let's... what I was talking about earlier, when we got confused on the squiggle... I thought you were talking about, like, the piping in his suit. Or anything like that. Like, I definitely dig the piping in his suit. I think it looks really cool.
I dig not the tracksuits.
Oh, God. We'll get to that next.
I love the tracksuits. I just think it's so weird. It makes sense, especially for Gohan. It makes sense for Gohan to go, yeah, I'm going to wear a tracksuit.
Yeah. I like... So... Finishing up on Vegeta real quick, because I do have a lot to say about Gohan. I think we both do. His whole suit has been updated. It looks more like a kind of like heavy suit versus like just straight up spandex, what he used to like wear in the 80s and 90s. Like, it does, like, his, to be fair, Vegeta's suit,
fabric.
it looks like what?
The fabric, it's like this, it looks like it's a thick type of
Yeah.
fabric with all these little pieces.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely more updated, like battle ready fabric. And I think it's really cool. As much as I don't really like his Saiyan armor the way it looks, it is growing on me, and I do feel like this is an updated look for Vegeta. This is definitely a more streamlined look for him.
It's the first time it's been updated, because Vegeta has pretty much only just ever gotten naked. Like, he just keeps taking pieces off.
Yeah, that is true. So, like, I feel like if Dragon Ball Z didn't take that 17-year hiatus and they just kept on updating and updating, I do feel like this could have been the natural progression to what could have been, like, 2015 or 2014's version of Saiyan armor. HK Harpster also brings up that I feel like the armor needs to be a bit longer as well. But that's just the way Akira Toriyama draws his characters. Like, it's very, like, their shirts traditionally always end at, like, the navel or the belly button.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick, since we talked about it in the last stream, but you know what? Let's talk about it again. The way, like, Battle of Gods and Revival of F, all this art that looks different to everyone, that's Akira Toriyama's way of drawing. The way Dragon Ball Z looks was not his way of drawing. That was his way of saying, I need this to be easy to draw. I'm going to change my style. Yeah. So what we're seeing now is how he wants to draw, how it feels comfortable to him.
Yeah. There are pieces of art that have been floating around that look, where everybody looks really young. Let me go ahead and try and find it while we talk about this. But, yeah, there was pieces of art that have floated around where everybody looks kind of young, and people are all like, this looks really dumb, like, everybody looks too young, he's not buff enough, they're not buff enough, they look really skinny, they look dumb, and, what were you saying?
That's what I love skinny Goku.
Yeah.
Favorite Goku.
And that's just what Akira Toriyama's art style has become, like, that's just the way it looks. I can't really find... God, I can't find an image of it now that I'm trying to look for it.
My favorite way that, like, the characters ever looked is, like, at the end of Dragon Ball Z, so, like, Tournament to Buu Saga type area, when all of their muscles, like, their muscles came to, like, here, and it didn't matter. Like, even Goten and Trunks had those, like, pecs that came up to their chin. Drove me crazy. Like, even as a kid, I understood, like, oh, no. That's not how bodies work.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so I think I got a picture of it right here. Well, that's way too huge. What is going on? But yeah, this is the art style that Akira Toriyama is very comfortable with right now. And I dig it. I love this art style. I think it's really, really cool. Having trouble getting it to function correctly. Come on, baby. Alright, here we go. Pretty much this is it. But I really dig this art style. I think everybody looks really cool in it. Oh my god, I can't get it to look right. But yeah, everybody is a lot more leaner. Everybody's muscles are more defined, but not like beefy, like a lot of his stuff is. I think it got really out of control during the Cell Saga, where they introduced Super Vegeta, and when Goku, well, what fans dumb Super, or whatever, Super Vegeta and Super Goku, or like Ascended Saiyan, or Ultra Super Saiyan, or whatever you want to call it. All three of them, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, all ascended to that version of Super Saiyan, where they're just like, they just looked like they had a bunch of Vienna sausages, like, stuffed in their Under Armour, and just, like, it's just, they were too huge. Like,
Trunks looks terrible when he's in the Saiyan armor.
Yeah, he looks... It's too much. It's too much, man. I can't take it. But yeah, I really dig this art style. I really like it. But going back to what HK was talking about in chat, Akira, yeah, he was saying the armor is really short. It's mid-drift armor. But like the thing is that he's it's not really mid-drift armor, I guess. Like, as you can see, I'm sitting, like, it's kind of weird. I'm staring at Vegeta's ass right here.
I can't see it.
Okay. But,
So, I'm not seeing what you're posting.
just take my word for it. The armor ends right where, like, his butt begins. Like, it sounds really weird. I'm sorry. But, like, that's where clothes traditionally stop. Like, the shirt stops right there. That's why when you tuck your shirt in...
I think Akira Toriyama's starting to get really leggy, too. Like, think Clamp. But,
think who?
like, Clamp. Like, the people who do Tsubasa and Chobits.
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's just all these legs and then this little body. And he's getting really leggy. When I was looking at pictures of Gohan earlier, because it was like this torso and then just legs.
Yeah,
That's be why it looks so small, because he's drawing characters that look like me.
that look like you. Okay, so alright, so let's go ahead and get back on track real quick. Let's see, I'm reading chat real quick. That looks like it has more layers and not flat. Yeah, HK is talking about it too. Yo, what's good, guy from Instagram? What's up? But but yeah, his suit does look more layered. It looks more like it's ready for battle versus what was essentially just a thin little layer of spandex. It was just that layer that separated his naked ass from the rest of the world. And this just looks like it's more practical in terms of...
There's some explanation for his blue spandex suit.
About
how it was strong or whatever. Because I know, like, when Vegeta is explaining the Saiyan armor in general to Krillin and Gohan, there's all these little details he tells them about how it withstands blows and how it stretches. They're like, I don't think I can put this on. It looks pretty stiff. And he's like, no, it bends with you.
It bends with you. Think of it as water, and a part of your body.
Somebody please make some Saiyan armor that bends like Saiyan armor should.
Yeah, there's somebody... I've seen somebody who did that, actually. It's a guy... It's a guy from Mexico or somewhere where they speak Spanish. Because all of his YouTube videos are in Spanish. And he makes probably some of the best, like, Cell Saga era Saiyan battle armor I've ever seen. Because it does stretch, but it does look solid, like mine back there. And it looks...
It's the future.
Yeah, it's the future, that's true. But, I have a feeling that Boma probably made this armor, clearly. I think that Boma probably made a new updated thing for him. I can totally see Boma just going like, hey, I made this for you. Can you please wear it? Because I'm tired of staring at the same shit every single day. Like,
at least it's not pink.
Yeah, at least it's not pink. Like his Batman suit. But, yeah. Plus, his last but not least, is his boots. His boots look more, like they're sturdy, and they just look like boots, not like cloth slippers, which everybody else was wearing that just happen to, like, go over all your stuff. Like, it just looks like, workable boots, I guess. I don't know how to say it, because whenever, like, when talking about cosplay, whenever I saw people that made Saiyan boots that looked like Saiyan boots, it was always made of, like, cloth. But, like, these look like it could make this, like, it's made out of, like, I don't even know, like, workers' boots or whatever. The same boots I use for my Saiyan armor.
I've seen a lot, I think you too. I've seen a lot of people use, like, the rain boot type boots.
It's me, baby.
That's you, yep.
That's
Just
me.
put on your rain boots over your sweatpants.
No shame. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know how to make boots. I don't know how to do boot covers. I don't do any of that garbage, so.
People make really good Dragon Ball Z shoes, like, blow my mind. Like, the girl Nikki, Quantum Destiny, like, she does commissions for Dragon Ball Z style shoes. And I'm just like, how are you making these look like real shoes?
Unreal. I can't believe it. I can't believe people who sit there and make really, really good Dragon Ball cosplays over and over again. Like, I might be a little biased to my Saiyan armor back there, but that was a mistake. Like, I can never, like, recreate that ever in my life. I've done it before. I've done it twice. But, people, like, my friends have asked me, hey, can you make me some? And, like, I'll just go, yeah, sure, whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, nah, I can't do that again. There's no way. It was a fluke. But let's talk about Goku's suit real quick. And we'll just bang, like, it's just Goku, and then everybody else has pretty much the same stuff. And then we'll be coming up on an hour, and then we'll just wrap it up. So,
Beautiful tracksuit.
we'll talk about the tracksuit just a second. So, Goku's uniform stays practically exactly the same. He just untucks his shirt and puts on new shoes and new wristbands, and that's about it. I do like his new shoes, though. You've seen his new shoes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They're kind of similar, right? I
They're
don't know how
what?
to. Aren't they kind of similar?
No, they look just like Trunks' boots.
Wait, hold on. I need a picture.
Yeah, just look up a picture. Just check that link that I sent you in Skype earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should have.
That wasn't still up.
Yeah. For those of you unaware, we're literally hundreds of miles away. We're not. There's...
Oh god, his boots. They're blue Trunks boots.
Yeah, they look just like blue Trunks boots. I feel like maybe he just stole them from Bulma's place, Bulma and Vegeta's place. Plus,
But I mean, they're Trunks boots though, so like they're like future Trunks boots. It's not like they're Trunks wearing them right now. This is just the future of clothing in West City.
Yeah, it's future of clothing in West City. Yeah, we could say that. But he just moved his belt to the side, or his sash to the side, and he just got longer sweatbands. Pretty much. Everything stays exactly the same. And he took his undershirt off, too. So, I think it's cool. I think it's cool that he's drawing him without an undershirt, kind of reminiscent to early Dragon Ball. Stuff like that.
I like him without an undershirt in Dragon Ball, because he's lanky. I don't like him without an undershirt when he's got all kinds of muscles. It bothers me.
You just don't like Dragon Ball Z as much as Dragon Ball, though. It's hard to please you.
I am never pleased. Unless they are all children again. No, they tried that in GT. I wasn't pleased.
Okay, yeah, well, GT sucks, so let's just... Sorry, NYC Lime, if you're still in here. I'm sorry.
Joey, we know you love GT.
Okay, so let's go ahead. As soon as I said GT sucks, we lost 5 people. So, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Gohan right now. Your favorite. So let's go ahead and say your piece. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
About his tracksuit?
Yeah.
I think it's dumb, but it makes complete sense with Gohan's character. That makes no sense compared to Gohan. Can we just talk? Can we like segue and talk about the progression of Gohan's character development?
Let's go for it, yeah.
Because like we start off in Gohan's like wimpy little kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like shows up. This is my son that I had. Can you believe I had sex? No.
No.
And I'm sorry, that's like one of my favorite parts. Like all of their faces, like you know what's going through their head, like. But then, like, you immediately, very quickly, you see Gohan's, like, potential. Then Piccolo takes Gohan. Gohan goes from this, like, sappy little crying all the time to, like, oh, I can actually do something. And then Gohan starts turning out into this really badass character who's still he's very proper and very nice. And, you know, he kind of listens to his mom sometimes. And then once you get to Cell Saga, that's when you have, like, badass Gohan. They're building it up to make Gohan, like, the main character of the series. Goku dies, Gohan beats Cell, and then years later, Gohan's just like, hello.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I'm a very big advocate for Gohan. I love Gohan, and I've talked about this to a couple of different people, but I really admire how people always like try and write post-Cell Gohan off as like some sort of like huge wimp, like dude sucks. But like I always try to bring up to people, you always have to realize that post-Cell Gohan did nothing for 7 years, absolutely nothing. Didn't train, didn't do, apart from maybe sparring sometimes or like flying around, like he did nothing. And then within a matter of less than a week in the Buu Saga, he ascended everybody again. And I just feel like that gets looked over a lot. Like, Gohan's always written as the character to like no matter what he does, he'll always find a way to, just like Goku's dad, he'll always find a way to ascend everybody. But I just always feel like something that gets overlooked a lot is that he took the biggest hiatus of any Saiyan in the cast, and then even after all of that, even after not training forever, he was able to surpass everybody, obtain Mystic status and all that stuff, Ultimate Gohan and all that stuff. And because people whined that Gohan was gonna be in the limelight again, he got written out. So that was whack. But
but even though he does all this and he gets all like super, he's still like him as a character, like him as a personality, stays in that weird place.
Yeah, because that's like he's a weird dude.
But he just turns into this he turns into awkward nerd. He turns into me as a boy. Like I feel like if I was given this opportunity to Megan, you can be a superhero, I'd end up with something really dumb, just like him.
Yeah, I love that. That's always what Gohan was. Like, especially, I mean, there are seeds of that in the Cell Saga. When they show up for the Cell tournament, he's dressed up exactly like Piccolo. And like everybody just saw like, why are you dressed like that? And he's like, I don't know, I think it looks cool.
Piccolo.
Except Piccolo, obviously. But he's just like, I don't know, I think it looks cool. But clearly, even he admits it, like, yeah, that looks really stupid. Why'd I ever dress like that? So, like, I just feel like that's always been his character. And I feel like what a lot of people, there was a big debate early on, is this really Gohan? Could it be Goten or whatever? And I was like, looks like it's Gohan. It's probably Gohan. Because...
oh, the not 1/1 scale picture.
Oh God, not that one. But I like to, especially with his tracksuit. Let's go ahead and start talking about his tracksuit real quick. I think it's cool that he has a tracksuit, and Goku also at the beginning of Battle of Gods had a tracksuit too. So there's clearly some sort of sale going on in West City or like the mountains or something.
There's a sale in the mountains.
Where the entire family just got tracksuits, matching tracksuits, and Goku just happened to be the first one to wear it. But
we haven't seen any Goten or Trunks from this movie yet, have we? In the trailer?
I don't know. I'd have to go back in the trailer, but nothing stands out. No, if we have seen anything about them, they haven't looked any different. They look exactly the same. Otherwise, I would have remembered.
I want to talk about my favorite my favorite Gohan outfit for 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
In Namek, going to Namek, about to go to Namek.
With his haircut?
his haircut and his suit.
Yes, I love that so much.
He shows up and he's like, hello.
Hello. Here we are.
Bulma throws a fit because she's the only one dressed to go to swim.
Mr. Poppin' Fresh. All this stuff we're talking about right now is from the movie Revival of F. Revival of F.
Oh, we didn't talk. Okay, so the last thing we need to talk about is changing names. Funimation.
Oh wait, hold on. I want to finish with everybody's costumes real quick first.
Oh yeah.
Because we're just coming up on an hour. I feel like I guess 15 more minutes wouldn't hurt. But so Gohan's tracksuit I think is really cool. I think, like I said, Goku wore a tracksuit. Battle of Gods. Gohan looks up to Goku. Why not? I'll wear a tracksuit too. It's pretty cool. HK, somebody said, who said it? Harpster said, why is it so green? Why? I don't know. Piccolo's green. That could be it.
That's a way of saying I love my dad, but I also love Piccolo.
Yeah, that's true. That could definitely be it.
There's one movie, I think it's World's Strongest, where Gohan literally sings a song about how much he loves Piccolo.
No, yeah, that's dead
zone. For some reason, in the most recent re-releases, they took it out, and I don't have my copy where he sings it anymore, and it really frustrates me.
That must be frustrating. Yeah, I definitely do remember that
and they
song.
take out words completely. It's just music, and Gohan like.
No, that was in Tree of Might, right? When he ate the fruit.
But it's a song all about Piccolo. I think that's World's Strongest. But they take the song, whatever. They take the music out of all of them. Anything with words in the movies, they've taken out in the recent re-releases.
That's weird. Funimation, what are you doing, man? You're redeeming yourself now.
They have his whistling song.
Yeah, his whistling song with no
Oh,
lyrics.
so my ears hurt. They're too big.
Okay, so Gohan's obviously too green. He's got a little bit of yellow in his shoe, or just like whatever. That looks, no, that's not even yellow. That's like lime green. But I don't know. I just feel like it goes like Megan said. I feel like it goes perfectly with like his nerdy character. I could see Gohan walking through the streets, seeing this like in a display window, like on a mannequin, and just like pressing his little dumb face against the glass and just going, "I need this right now." And
Dell's there, water broken, pregnant, going,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, that right now. We need to go to the hospital.
Yeah, he's on the way to the hospital. Yeah. Wait, hold on. I know you're having the child, but it can wait. Give me my wallet. We have to buy this right now.
I need it right now. It looks like Piccolo and my dad. You don't understand. Our child isn't as important as Mr. Piccolo.
That's very true. Okay, so Don't Gohan. Next is Piccolo. Piccolo looks exactly the same. Moving on.
Changes.
Next is Krillin. I like how they made him bald again.
Officer Krillin.
Yeah, there is an Officer Krillin happening right now. He is on the police force. I don't have a picture of that, but I'll probably put that up in the YouTube version. But I like how he's kind of reverted back to like his Dragon Ball uniform, even to the point where his pants at the bottom, like around his ankles, they're like tied around his ankles, and it's not like elasticy kind of stuff. It looks very Dragon Ball-esque.
And he's also bald.
Yeah, he's also bald, and he's also he looks a lot like less lean. Well, everybody looks less lean now.
Krillin's always been kind of chubby though. I don't know. Well, I mean, he was lean for a long time, but like he started off chubby.
Yeah, I love chubby Krillin. I think he's cool.
That's Krillin.
Okay, next up is Tien. You have a lot to say about Tien.
Tien looks. I love Tien. We're just to start off with if any anime character could be real and I could date him, it would be Tien.
God.
I gotta put a picture of it so I can like talk about it. So I can talk about how cool I think his outfit looks.
His outfit looks really cool, and you know somewhere behind him is Chaozu dressed exactly the same.
I know. Oh my god. But I think it looks so like. I feel like this is the outfit Tien should have worn when he was a bad guy.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's just so dark and like I like it. It's like it's these reds and these blacks, and he just looks like badass. He's like, I want to see Chaozu with a little black hat. I still have tears in my eyes from pregnant Patel.
Oh God. I do really like not only his outfit, but I love the color scheme they took. Really, really cool.
Yeah, I just looks really cool, man. He's in like a skirt too. Fucking.
Okay, next up is Master Roshi. He just doesn't have a shirt on.
He looks like he reminds me of. It's a chapter art, but they did the S Cultures figure out of it.
Yeah.
One where he's jumping with the stick. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like that.
He looks really chill. He looks more old manny than any. He looks like the most old man he's ever looked, I think, right now.
He needs to look old. No, the most old man he's ever looked is when he took off his shirt and he had those weird heating pad band-aids all over his back.
I guarantee you they're still there too, probably. I love his heating pads. Like, and also while we're on the topic of Roshi, if you guys have seen the trailer, he squads up too. He like does that technique where he gets all buff and huge. He throws Kamehamehas. It's really cool to see him.
I haven't do that in so long either. Like,
yeah, it's really cool for him to see that. Like the last time he did anything, canon or not, was in the Brawly movie where he did the exact same thing. Tried to fight Brawly. He was as big as him, but just didn't measure up. And next is Bulma. She just looks plain.
she looks so, like, that's the plainest Bulma's looked plainer before, but Bulma always had, either when she looks plain, it's because she took her pants off, as bad as it sounds. But Bulma's in her underwear a lot. Or, like, if she is, like, exceptionally plain, somewhere on her person is either Capsule Corp or her name.
Yeah.
And this is literally white t-shirt, bandana, blue jeans, cowboy boots.
Yeah, she looks like a cowboy. Literally, she looks like.
Maybe this is some weird bedroom thing she liked, and she just decided to wear it out.
Maybe. I feel like this is what she would wear to her first time in New York to blend in with Americans. Maybe.
She's supposed to be American.
That's up to debate. Who knows?
West City.
West City.
She's in the West.
All right, next up is Videl, which looks almost exactly the same as what she looked like in Battle of Gods.
I think she's in that flowy dress because maybe she still has some baby weight and she's trying to make you not see that she does.
Maybe. Who knows? I just feel like she was just tired of that tight-ass dress. Could be.
I could have sworn I saw somewhere her in that dress still with the devil on it, but I don't know.
Maybe. I can't remember if I saw that too. But she looks more or less the same. 18 and Marin right here. Marin doesn't stop getting shorter.
Marin has grown none at all since we first saw her.
None at all.
Krillin was itty bitty forever, so he just gave his really shitty genes to Marin. Yeah. Now she's not growing at all either.
She looks like Krillin with a wig and eyelashes and an earring.
This is Krillin when he first showed up to Master Roshi.
Yeah, she's literally Dragon Ball Krillin right now. I mean, she looks cute. I guess she looks cute. I mean, but she's gonna have to grow up eventually. Like, she can't just
Krillin never gets much taller, but I mean, she's gotta hit that a little bit taller point at least.
That's very true. And 18 is in her exact same clothes except with a palette swap, more or less. She hasn't changed clothes since the Cell Saga. Jesus.
It's weird because 18 really likes clothes.
Yeah, she really does. She in like all of the movies and stuff, all the canonical movies as well.
There's always a little excerpt of her being like, "No, I need clothes."
Yeah. And then she got pissed off at 17 when he killed the boutique owner.
Yeah, she got really mad.
That was pretty funny. And next up is just there's Pilaf and his crew, but they're dressed exactly the same.
They're little babies. I love that they brought Pilaf and his crew back.
Yeah, me too.
And I think they're here to stay because they're in this movie too.
Yeah, I feel like them just hanging out and just showing up every now and then would be really cool because I just feel like
they were always just randomly there, like, oh.
I feel like Akira is getting like really nostalgic and really reminiscent of Dragon Ball, a time where he really, really loved writing Dragon Ball, and bringing back Pilaf and all these and his crew is just like a really good like sentiment to the time where he loved writing Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's really cool.
Well, everything he's doing feels like Battle of Gods felt so much like Dragon Ball to me, like more than anything I've seen ever besides Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of like casual Dragon Ball Z fans didn't like it that much.
It at all. So I know so many people who hated Battle of Gods, and I was like, well, that's because it's not made for you.
That's true. Sorry.
That's why I was nervous about it getting a theatrical release, because I knew all these guys that were like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, I watched it when I was in elementary school, and we're gonna go and be like, what is this?
Yeah, I feel like they if they would have marketed it as, because the trailer is nothing but action.
Yeah.
And I feel like if the trailer would have been half action, half comedy, that would have like cushioned everybody for what was coming as well. And last but not least is the Oracle Fish. I don't even know why she has her own character thing. I know in all the behind the scenes stuff, she's voiced by a Japanese idol who's actually a pretty big deal in Japan. And I guess they're just trying to make it relevant. Maybe the Oracle Fish has
really like Dragon Ball, like wasn't it a thing, like
yeah.
She wanted to be in it.
Like I'll talk about that in just a second. Like I know that that they made it such a big deal in all the behind the scenes stuff about the Oracle Fish, so maybe she has a bigger role in this movie. But yeah, like Megan was saying, this voice actress, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I imported the Japanese Blu-ray when it first came out, and I was watching a whole bunch of like behind the scenes stuff and extra stuff on the Blu-ray. There's a lot of like press conferences and stuff, and this girl, she's around our age, her early 20s and stuff, and she early mid 20s, whatever. And there's a part where they're doing an interview with her, and she's just talking about how much she loves Dragon Ball Z, how much like this is like literally a dream come true for her, and like she starts crying in the middle of the interview, and you're just all like, holy shit, man. Like, you just have like, it really like hit how big Dragon Ball is like embedded into into Japanese like culture and society, to where people that old like literally break down into tears when they have gotten their dream job. She's already a freaking idol. So, and then like, but the idea of her voicing a fish and voice acting like adjacent to Vegeta, Goku, and everybody, it's just
I'll voice that fish. Just ask me.
yeah, please. I'll voice anybody. Bring back Captain Ginyu Frog. I'll voice his ass too. I don't care. Yeah, burp. That's it. Okay, so we're at 1:13 right now. I think we were messing around for about 5 or 10 minutes before the stream actually started, so we're rounding out at an hour. So the last thing we want to talk about before we wrap up the podcast or the stream is Funimation changing names.
Lord Beerus.
Lord Beer. Like, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Love Funimation, love what they're doing. But, yo, let me tell you, I called it Battle of the Gods for so long.
It felt so weird when it came out here, and they're like, Battle of Gods.
Battle of Gods.
Why?
Why not Battle of the Gods? They're both gods. Why would you change it? Just why? And, also, now, the Japanese title of the new movie is Revival of F. But
and all the Funimation stuff released today says Resurection F.
Yeah, Resurection F.
I think I said of. I think it's just Resurrection F, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something different. All I know is that it's different. There's no revival in it at all. And, I just don't understand. Maybe it's a copyright thing. Maybe it's like, maybe it's some sort of legal thing.
Well, like, I know with older movies and stuff, they had more, like, crazy names, like, I don't know any examples, but we get really short names for all the Dragon Ball Z movies, like Dead Zone, World's Strongest.
Yeah.
And they all had, like, really long, like say, Yo Son Goku and his friends return. Like, if that came here, it'd be called, like, I don't know, Goku's back.
Yeah, Goku's back. Yeah, maybe his friends, too. Yeah.
It's not like these are really long names. It's like these are names that are easily brought back. Like, they could have called it The Return of Frieza for all I care, but...
Yeah, it's just that they changed it, and they do that a lot. And sometimes, like, a good segue into what I want to talk about character names too is they change a lot of character names. Most notably Krillin from Karuden or whatever.
Okay, so whenever I know how I don't say it right, but whenever anything happens with Krillin, in my head it's never Krillin. It comes out of my mouth Krillin, but in my head I say Krinrin.
Yeah,
even
same.
Not how it's said at all. It's just what his name is in my head.
I do the same thing. Whenever I type on the internet, anything aside from me speaking it, I always type Saiyajin, but I never say Saiyajin.
I do say Saiyajin only when I go Super Saiyajin Go.
And that's a reason why I don't wear any shirts that say Just Saiyan, because I don't like it.
Because you ain't just Saiyajin.
And I feel really bad because my my fiance's mom, my fiance's family for Christmas got me that Super Saiyan 3 Goku shirt where it says Just Saiyan, and I open it up and I'm all like, oh, that's great. Thank you. I don't have this. But I remember before a lot of information came out about Battle of Gods, everybody on the internet was calling Beerus Bills, and that stuck with me.
I still call him Bills.
Yeah,
like,
I still call him Bills too. Like, for the purposes of this podcast, we're both staying very Dragon Ball Funimation dub politically correct. But if we're just talking casually, we'll definitely call him Bills. We'll say Battle of the Gods. We'll definitely both say Brawly.
Yeah. I have always said Brawly, and it warms my heart that Poncho also says Brawly. Because everybody else on the planet goes, don't you know it's Broly?
Yeah, and I reviewed the SH Figure Arts Brawly, or Broly, God! I reviewed the SH Figure Arts Broly, and then I always call him I called him Brawly all the time in the review, and then 80% of the comments are, hey, it's you know it's Broly, right? You say you love Brawly, but his name is Broly, right? But, like, I've read his name 1,000 times before I heard it pronounced in the Funimation dub, ever. And that's just how I read it. Sorry.
Before GT came out, and like Beckett's and stuff, Pam's name was Pam. They're like, there's this new character coming out, and her name was Pam. And I was like, oh boy, I'm so excited for Pam. And I like drew fan art all the time and stuff. And then it came out on TV, and I was like, that's not her name.
It's not her name. You know why? Because Beckett, that son of a bitch, Beckett, he told me it was Pam.
Beckett knows everything.
Where's Pojo? I need a second opinion. But
Pojo's right here in the box I'm sitting.
God.
I have a box of Pojo and Beckett books, and Poncho hates me for it.
I just remember whenever I came to America, I love Dragon Ball Z so much. I came to America before Trunks was even introduced. And I remember everybody was talking about, you know, Trunks and like Mecha Frieza and like all that stuff, and I was like, oh yo, hey, here I am. I know all this information. Come to me, please. And then I was like telling all my friends about all this cool stuff that was about to happen in Dragon Ball Z. I was like, yo, there's gonna be cyborgs coming, it's gonna be real. Like Cyborg 17, Cyborg 18 are gonna come. Oh, it's gonna be great. Cell's gonna come. This really weird fat dude named Majin Buu who looks like a little kid, but his voice is like really deep and menacing is gonna come out. And then fucking Beckett, like, printed all this wrong information, and then like there was always this one little asshole in my class who just saw like, hey, I know you've been telling lies this whole time, and I got the proof in the pudding right here, and his name is Beckett. And he's all like,
I don't understand, because Beckett is like known for sports stuff. I don't understand how they're like so shitty at everything else.
There's like one guy in the editing room who was just all like, wait, there's this thing called Dragon Ball. Let me. Why not me? I'll pay for it myself. And then just print it, please.
And the ugly art, God, they had the worst art that like somebody in a room somewhere went, I'm a good artist. Okay, you can draw it. They went, who can draw? Me.
Me. All due respect.
Worse, the art in Beckett looked worse than their fan art section by 12-year-old. I apologize to anybody who ever had their art in Beckett as a 12-year-old. This isn't about you.
This isn't about you. 100% full respect. Hey, the guy had a job, he did his job, whatever. I had tons of friends that were, when we were little kids, they thought that that was like the realest art on the face of the planet. Poppin' Fresh on the chat says, I hate
I can touch on this.
He says,
Fresh, I hated Pokemon Beckett because they were the ones that spread the Peekaboo bullshit. I did not read Peekaboo, and a Beckett, it's probably in this box next to me. I had a card, a Pokemon card, like, this is how much Pokemon cards are worth. And in the back, hold on, where's this goddamn book? Look, why do I have all this shit next to me? In the back of this book, it says, new Pokemon. These will be introduced soon. Peekaboo, Togepi, King Slowpoke, and Leeva. And I was so excited for Peekaboo.
Just happen to have the book on hand.
I have this box next to me that needs to go in storage, full of like Beckett and all kinds of Pojo and whoever put out Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. And I moved it out the way because normally it's sitting right here and you'd see it, so I have it pushed so you don't see it in the background.
Okay. Well, I feel like that's a good time to go ahead and just wrap up the podcast. Did you want to hang out on Twitch?
Yeah, let's hang out. You guys want to hang out?
Okay, yeah. Let's just go ahead and wrap up the podcast real quick for the YouTube edit. This was an emergency Dragon Ball Revival of F, or
Resurection F.
Resurection F, whatever you want to call it, whatever the official name is going to be, emergency podcast to go ahead and celebrate what Funimation did, bringing it stateside so fast and so quick.
Thank you, Funimation.
Seriously, thank you. No way.
You kiss your feet for real.
If you guys like the podcast and you want to go ahead and be informed whenever we do more stuff like this, go ahead and tickle that follow button on Twitch right now, and you'll be notified whenever we do the podcast. Now, this is also my personal Twitch stream, but I don't really Twitch that much. I don't really Twitch that much. I don't really stream that much, but chances are whenever I start streaming, it'll be a new podcast. So we're gonna try and do the podcast every Sunday. We were talking about this earlier. We're gonna try and do it every Sunday. Maybe around this time. I don't know.
This is a nice time. I like this time because I won't miss my show.
Yeah, I won't miss my shows either. And I won't miss the Mega 64 podcast either.
We don't want to compete with Mega 64.
Yeah, because we'll definitely lose, no doubt. Anyway, but also this is going up on YouTube. The YouTube edit is going up too. If you guys want to see me on YouTube, my YouTube name is, right now it's Poncheesy Games, but I'm probably going to change that to Poncheesy 2. If you guys want to be kept up to speed with all that stuff, go ahead and follow, or go ahead and subscribe to Poncheesy, I'm
on the YouTubes too.
Yeah, Megan is on YouTube. Same name, Uncanny Megan. Let me go ahead and take the picture off so you can see our names. These are our these are our handles, online handles for anything on the internet. If you want to go ahead and find us, Uncanny Megan is on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Friendster, MySpace.
What are these things? I know what MySpace is. It's okay. I'm not that young.
Poncheesy, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I do have a personal website now, poncheesy.com, if you guys want to go and check that out. It's weird. Yeah, that's about it. We'll catch you guys in the next episode of Dragonballin, hopefully sometime next week, where we'll have some more topics to talk about, everything about Dragon Ball, with maybe some Beckett Pokemon stuff sprinkled in too. So there's that. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Deuce.
I got distracted. There was like an ambulance going past, so I was watching it, and then it stopped right in front of the old folks home, and now I'm sad because some little old person is hurt or dead.
Do you live in an old folks home?